How's it going, everybody? That was my guitar case. Just wanted to show you guys because it's so pretty. I don't know what just happened there, but it's an awesome guitar case. I love it. It holds my guitar, which makes it special to me. Anyway, today was my last day of PT, so I'm pretty excited about that. I still can't move my arm all the way. That kind of hurt, so I'm not gonna do that again. But I'm supposed to keep on supposed to keep on going with my stretches and weightlifting. You know, I'm curling. I can now curl up to 15 pounds. So yeah, isn't that awesome? How weak I am. So I was at the mall. I went to the mall. I always seem to go to the mall after I do PT. I don't know why. It's just a thing I do. I like to eat the pretzels. I didn't get a pretzel today. I went to this place called Java Jive that was in the mall, and they gave me coffee. Usually coffee doesn't really do anything to me. It doesn't make me hyper or whatever. Just kind of, I don't know, I'm normal when I have coffee. But this one had like a lot of sugar. I don't usually have a lot of sugar, but that's kind of how I feel. I'm trying to keep myself calm and focused. I don't think that helps. But it's called Casablanca, which I saw the movie. The movie's awesome. But it had like white chocolate, caramel, espresso, steamed milk, and whipped cream. And I think it was a whipped cream because I don't usually get whipped cream on anything. And there was a lot of whipped cream on that, and it was actually very delicious. But it was also like eating candy in liquid form, and just like candy. Like if I melted down candy and then like poured a cup of sugar on top of that I got from my neighbor. But yeah, it was good. You know, if you guys are ever in the Great Mall, the Great Plains Mall, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But if you're ever there, go to Java Jive if you want some coffee or, you know, coffee flavored candy in liquid form. It was good. Yeah, so there's people walking around in the mall. They were all like working out and stuff. It's crazy. There's a lot of people working out today. Like these two girls that were just like doing laps, and like I passed them like 7 times because I wasn't stalking them. No, they were like working out and like getting a good sweat on. There was this guy sitting at one of the benches just like lifting weights. And I was like, why are you lifting weights? No, I didn't actually say that to him because I thought he might be offended. So if you're watching this guy lifting weights at the mall, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just quizzical by nature. I don't know why you were lifting weights at the mall, and I was just curious, you know. Do you not like lifting weights at home? Do you have a home? Maybe your home life isn't that great, and you got like people that make fun of you there for lifting weights funny. But you didn't look like you were lifting weights funny. You looked like you were kind of lifting weights, so whatever. Maybe you can answer questions. Leave a comment if you're watching. If someone else is watching this, maybe you could leave a comment to why he was lifting weights down there. Maybe you know the guy. I don't know. It's possible. So yeah, I actually got a bit sweaty today in PT, and then also I played this DDR type game. It wasn't DDR, but it was like DDR. I don't know what it's called, like Get Your Groove On or something, or generic DDR game. It had the arrows. I was jumping on them, so I call it DDR. I got kind of sweaty there, so I'm kind of gross right now. I haven't showered since yesterday. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody how gross I am. Yeah, so one way you can tell if I haven't showered in like a day is I create my own gel. My hair just kind of does what oh, it's not doing it. But it is kind of up, so usually my hair doesn't do that. If I do that, it's just like, oh, makes that noise because it's alive. It's like a pigeon cat on my head. Don't worry, it's had its shots, so you won't catch anything by, you know, touching it. I'm just gonna leave it like that because it looks awesome, of course. So. Oh, I also played this arcade game, this soccer one. Actually, I didn't actually play it because I didn't want to put money in it. It was $1, and the soccer was just like worn out and stuff. But it made me think of the history of soccer. You know, have you guys ever, yeah. Well, like a few thousand years ago, like I don't know, maybe, approximately 3,562 years ago, there was this tribe of soccer balls that just came out of nowhere. Some people think maybe space. They came floating down on a feather, and they ended up rolling into this village, this caveman village. So I guess it's like a cave village. And the cave village people, they didn't ever see these people before, these soccer balls. So they were like, they welcomed them, you know. They thought the best of them. And when they came rolling into town, like these soccer balls just immediately, like, I don't know, it's like they had radar or something. Maybe they did. Maybe they're more advanced than we are. But they had this radar, and they went and they found this little orphan boy who was missing his hand. And I'm not missing my hand, so just in case you were worried. But they found him, and they started making fun of him. They started, because soccer balls are jerks. If you don't know that, soccer balls are jerks. If you've never met a soccer ball, maybe you just met the soccer balls that like are played on the soccer field, you know. But those ones have been kicked into submission. If you ever meet like a wild soccer ball, they're total jerks, and they'll make you cry with how insulting they can be. Not talking from experience or anything, but switching hands again. I keep switching hands, and making a lot of hand gestures. So the cave village people, they weren't having it, because these soccer balls, they were mean. They were just like, "Oh, you stupid little orphan boy with your hand missing. What'd you do? Did you eat it off because you're starving? Because you don't have a mother to feed you, little orphan boy?" And he had like half a mother, so technically he wasn't really an orphan, but they called him an orphan anyway. And the cave village people were like angry, and they're like, "You can't come in here and talk to our village people, like, you can't talk to our children that way. He's got a mother. She's half a mother, but she's still more a mother than you'll ever be." And the soccer balls are like, "Oh yeah, what are you gonna do about it, stupid cavemen village people?" And these people, they got a posse together, and they chased these soccer balls out of town. And they, in my opinion, I think that would be enough, because the soccer balls were finally out of town. They're not bugging anyone anymore. But these cave village people, they were angry. They were incensed. They were enraged. And they started chasing them out of town. They got to this open field where they caught up to them, and they started kicking them around, and they started kicking them into these nets and tying up the nets, and then they took the nets to the nearest river and threw them in, hoping that the soccer balls would drown, which obviously didn't happen, because if you've ever thrown a soccer ball into a river, it floats. So the soccer balls just floated away in the nets, and I think they yelled out a few more insults as they were leaving, and they ended up floating out to sea before they were finally free of the nets that were holding them. Like, the nets just kind of naturally came unloosed. I don't know what the word is. I'm not going to try to think of it right now. They got out to sea, and they ended up traveling all around the world, angering as many people as possible. Like, at one time, the entire human race was angry at soccer balls, and then that's when they decided it's enough. We're going to keep these soccer balls down so they can't insult us anymore, because, a lot of people were hurt, and a lot of people were getting depressed, and it was just a terrible time for the human race. And so they created a game of soccer where they just kick the soccer balls, and now soccer balls are bred to be in this game, and they're just kept down, and the soccer balls now are like, you can't get them to insult anyone there. So just broken. But if you ever find a wild soccer, which they're out there, and but they're in hiding, and if you ever find one, though, you watch your step, because they'll make you cry. They will. And it's terrible. Anyway, yeah, so that's interesting stuff right there. I'm gonna go now. Coffee.